Cold War conflicts East versus West. Embark on a journey through the frozen landscapes of geopolitical rivalry, where the chill of ideological conflict between East and West gripped the world for decades. Explore the depths of political tension, military brinkmanship, and technological showdowns that defined the Cold War era. Join us as we unravel the intricate tapestry of history, delving into the clash of superpowers and the lasting reverberations of this monumental struggle. The Cold War, lasting from the end of World War II in 1945 to the early 1990s, was a geopolitical chess game between the United States and its Western allies, facing off against the Soviet Union and the Eastern Bloc. This ideological struggle was marked by political tension, military buildups, and a race for technological superiority. One of the major flashpoints during the Cold War was the Cuban Missile Crisis in 1962. Imagine the world holding its breath as the US and the Soviet Union stood on the brink of nuclear war over Soviet missiles in Cuba. The stakes were high, and it was a pivotal moment that defined the power dynamics between East and West. As the two superpowers engaged in a global ideological struggle, proxy wars erupted in different parts of the world. One notable conflict was the Korean War, 1950-1953, where the Communist North, supported by the Soviet Union and China, clashed with the capitalist South, backed by the United States and its allies. This conflict left a lasting impact on the region and heightened tensions between East and West. The space race was another battlefield for East and West rivalry. The United States and the Soviet Union competed fiercely to achieve milestones in space exploration. In 1969, the US achieved a monumental victory by landing the first humans on the moon with the Apollo 11 mission, effectively demonstrating their technological prowess on the world stage. As the Cold War progressed, the division of East and West became more than just political and military. The Berlin Wall, constructed in 1961, physically separated East and West Berlin, symbolizing the larger divide between communist and capitalist ideologies. Families were torn apart, and the wall stood as a concrete manifestation of the ideological conflict. As we continue our exploration of the Cold War, let's delve into the cultural battlegrounds that defined this era. The ideological struggle between communism and capitalism also played out in the realms of art, literature, and film. The United States, in particular, embraced the concept of soft power, using cultural exports to showcase the allure of the Western way of life. Hollywood movies and music became powerful tools in this cultural exchange, leaving a lasting impact on global perceptions. While the Cold War was largely characterized by geopolitical tension, there were moments of détente, temporary easing of hostilities. The 1970s saw the signing of strategic arms limitation treaties, SALT, marking attempts by both superpowers to curb the nuclear arms race. Despite these diplomatic efforts, the underlying rivalry persisted, with both sides continuously seeking an edge in the quest for global dominance. Let's not forget the impact of the Cold War on technology. The space race not only fueled scientific advancements, but also laid the groundwork for the digital revolution. The development of technologies like the Internet had its roots in Cold War military research, transforming the way we communicate and share information today. As we navigate through the intricate web of Cold War history, it's essential to recognize the role of espionage and intelligence agencies. The Central Intelligence Agency, CIA, and the Soviet KGB engaged in a high-stakes game of cat and mouse, with covert operations and espionage becoming integral components of the Cold War narrative. Stories of spies, defectors, and double agents added layers of intrigue to an already complex geopolitical landscape. The Cold War had profound effects on the daily lives of people on both sides of the Iron Curtain. In the West, the fear of nuclear war and the perceived threat of communism led to the Red Scare, McCarthyism, and a culture of paranoia. In the East, citizens lived under the watchful eye of state surveillance, with restricted access to information and limited individual freedoms. The psychological impact of living in a divided world was palpable. As we approach the final stretch of our Cold War journey, let's reflect on the transformative events of the 1980s. The era witnessed the ascent of Mikhail Gorbachev in the Soviet Union, whose policies of perestroika and glasnost aimed to reform the communist system. These efforts, coupled with external pressures and internal economic challenges, ultimately led to the dissolution of the Soviet Union in 1991, marking the end of the Cold War. The fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989 became an iconic symbol of the end of the Cold War division. The reunification of East and West Germany was a historic moment, reflecting the desire for unity and the dismantling of ideological barriers. The euphoria of the era, however, also brought challenges as former Soviet bloc nations transitioned to new political and economic systems. As we conclude our journey through the Cold War, it's crucial to recognize the lasting legacy of this period. The geopolitical landscape, shaped by the East-West rivalry, continues to influence global politics today. The lessons learned from the Cold War era serve as a reminder of the delicate balance required to navigate international relations and avoid the perils of a new Cold War.
If you enjoyed, don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more captivating explorations.